Today I'm looking at a product that I don't think really has a direct competitor. Years ago, midsize utilities were 5-passenger, 2 rows. But as the 3-row, 7-passenger market has expanded and become more popular, almost all of the brands have ditched this size of vehicle. Nissan is stuck with it. So what they did was they made the Pathfinder bigger. You might remember years ago, the Pathfinder also used to be 2 rows and 5 passengers. Now it comes standard with 7 passengers. Two direct competitors that come to mind would be the Jeep Grand Cherokee and the Ford Edge. So the Murano is kind of left alone with no real competitors, and it has an amazing starting price. In Canada, it starts at $31,000. That's a lot of value, especially when you look at the inside. It has a very high level of finish that I think competes with premium brands. I often suggest to people, if you're looking at a Lexus RX, you can have the Murano for pennies on the dollar, and it's a similar experience. So we'll go through the inside in a moment. On the outside, you'll notice this one has the black wheels. It's the Midnight Edition. So they take the SL trim and then they add on about $2,600 worth of value, but they only charge about $1,000 more. So you get the 20-inch wheels. The only other model in the Murano lineup to get the 20-inch wheels is the Platinum, so that's a nice touch. It makes it look a little bit sportier, and this really isn't a sporty utility. It's much more about comfort and design. Now on the outside, you see the V-Motion grille. That's the grille that Nissan is using through their entire lineup. Framing that are standard LED daytime running lights, and you can also get, on this particular product and others, the LED headlamps. Now it started on the Murano, that's the floating roof. The blacked out area on the D-pillar around the back to make it look like the roof is floating. On top of that, it has a swept back roof that makes it look quite sporty. So even though this is a sort of family utility, it has a sense of motion even when it's standing still. Now, because Nissan didn't shoe in 3 rows of seats, the cargo area in the back really is useful. So it's a product kind of outside of the premium space that doesn't have a direct competitor. Another one maybe would have been the Touareg, but that's been discontinued. So a mid-size 5-passenger utility at a price that really is quite attainable makes sense for maybe you don't have kids, or your kids have left the home, or maybe you have just 1 or 2 kids and you don't need that 3 rows of seats. So let's get inside. I'll show you the interior and why I think this is a great value for those maybe considering a premium utility. Now, one of the reasons why I think this product is unique is that, in my opinion, it competes with vehicles that are more expensive. And it starts with the seats. These are very comfortable seats. Nissan does a good job with their seats. They have technology called zero gravity seats, and they claim they use information from NASA. But I have a bad back. I've not been blessed with a good back my whole life. And these are very comfortable. The density of the foam, and I am actually quite pleased with that. In addition, the design philosophy with this product was to have 2 couples away for a weekend in wine country. That's what they chose. And actually the launch of this was held in the Napa Valley. So you have 1 couple in the front and another couple in the back, and they wanted everybody to be comfortable over 2 rows of seats. Now, of course, you can use it for more than that. Now, I'm guessing that some of the people that choose this product are empty nesters, retired. They don't need to carry kids, but you certainly could. There's more than enough room in the back seat, and the cargo area is ample. As I mentioned, they didn't try to jam in 3 rows of seats into this product. Now in Canada, the front seats come standard as heated seats. You can get optional heated seats in the rear and an optional heated steering wheel. All of these come with standard navigation. All of them come with an 8-inch screen and a 7-inch TFT screen in the center cluster behind the steering wheel. Now, one thing Nissan really needs to work on in the entire range, including Infinity, is the resolution of their backup camera. So yes, this has an around view monitor, but the resolution is shockingly bad considering what's out there today. The level of materials on the inside is first rate as well. I've driven this with the sort of pure white interior, and it's really quite dramatic on the inside. Soft touch panels on the doors, even below your knee where the water bottles and map pockets are in the doors, covered in soft touch materials. That's really quite rare unless you get to premium brands, and even some brands like Jaguar don't have that on the bottom of the doors. The dashboard, everything is really well put together. Then you look at the dash itself. It's simple, it's clean, it's got buttons that are easy to use and interact with. So it's a vehicle that doesn't have a central command unit, say like the Lexus, but I argue that this interior and the way it drives definitely puts some premium brands to shame. So we all know the trend in the industry is to go to smaller turbocharged 4-cylinder engines. No, Nissan sticks with a good 3.5-liter V6. They use it in a lot of different products. And yes, it's matched to a continuously variable transmission, but that also goes towards the attitude of this product. It's not trying to be a sport utility. It's trying to be a comfortable, quasi-luxurious sport utility, and on that front it does a good job. Now, would I prefer that it not have a CVT? Yes, but is it doing a relatively good job? You bet. It's getting a little bright in here, so I'm going to close that huge panel roof. Now, you would think, reading all of the comments on videos, that everybody wants a great handling, fast vehicle. That's not the case. There is a huge market for smooth, quiet, and relaxed vehicles. In fact, I get emails all the time, people saying, Zach, I'm looking for a quiet and refined and easygoing vehicle. I commute long distances every day, or maybe they're just at a stage in their life where they're done with all of that crashing around and trying to get somewhere in a hurry. And that's where this vehicle slots in. It's smooth, it's quiet. The CVT actually plays into the relaxed nature of the vehicle. Laid back 3.5-liter V6, and as I mentioned, the seats are comfortable. The on-road feel is actually quite nice. It's not that soft. You do get some responsiveness through the suspension and the steering wheel. It has quite a heavy feel, and it's done to make it feel like a quality product, and it does. It all comes together to make you feel like you got maybe more than you paid for. So there are going to be critics of the CVT. And one thing I forgot to mention, the head unit, 8 inches, standard equipment, also comes with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. One thing, when I went to the launch of this years ago, they made a point of saying that the USB jacks in the rear actually have access to the head unit. So if you want to play a certain playlist, your passengers want to interact with the stereo, they can do that from the back seat. Fuel economy is pretty good. 11.2 in the city and 8.4 on the highway. As you can tell, much better on the highway. Now, one thing is, safety is a big concern these days. This product comes standard with forward collision warning and autonomous braking. Then you can go up to the extra packages or extra trim levels to get you cross traffic detection, the blind spot warning, and other features. But the good news is, the main one for me, the one that I find is important, is forward collision warning with autonomous braking standard on all products. Along with navigation. You don't often find that as well. Usually, if you want onboard navigation, you got to pay for it. And the other thing is, because you got Android and Apple, you can duplicate that. To wrap it up here, if you're somebody that puts a premium on comfort, quietness, refinement, and you don't want to blow the bank for a premium utility vehicle, that's where this product slots in. And something that doesn't look like everything else on the road. This product looks unique, and it is kind of unique. As I mentioned, I'm trying to think of vehicles that this competes with, and there really aren't any left. Now, as I mentioned, I'm having a hard time thinking of a direct competitor to this. The one vehicle I always come back to is in a class above. That's the Lexus RX. Now, this has an amazing starting price in the Canadian market, $31,500. Now, granted, that's sort of the entry model with front-wheel drive only. Majority of people are going to choose the all-wheel drive version. It starts at $38,000. Now, the top model, the Platinum, in this is $45,000. So when you compare this to other mid-size, 5-passenger, 2-row utilities, a Grand Cherokee is more expensive, a Lexus RX much more expensive, this product is unique. So if you like a smooth, relaxed, stylish ride, give this one a shot.